The breaking point of Daddy Pig. Daddy Pig stood in his garden, staring blankly at the half-built shed he'd been working on for weeks. His glasses slipped down his snout as Peppa and George ran circles around him, laughing and teasing. "You're so slow, Daddy," Peppa squealed, clapping her hands. "Mummy Pig said you'd finished this days ago." George chimed in, giggling, "Daddy is a silly builder." Mummy Pig appeared from the kitchen door, wiping her hands on a dishcloth. "Honestly, Daddy Pig," she called, "why don't you let someone else do it? You've been at it for ages." Daddy Pig forced a smile, chuckling nervously. "I'm just being thorough, dear. It'll be done soon." But inside, something cracked. Years of being teased, mocked, and dismissed had worn him down. He was a laughingstock in his own family, his weight, his so-called expertise, his inability to finish even the simplest projects. Everyone in the town knew it too. He'd smiled through it all, but today, the facade slipped. The snap. The shed's wooden plank slipped from Daddy Pig's hooves, clattering loudly to the ground. George and Peppa erupted into laughter again, their snorting echoing in his ears like thunder. "That's it!" Daddy Pig roared, his voice shaking the air. His glasses flew off his face as he stomped the plank with a force that splintered it into pieces. The sudden outburst silenced the family. Even Mummy Pig froze. "Daddy Pig," she began cautiously, "are you all right?" "No, I am not all right," he shouted, his face redder than usual. "Do you think I enjoy being the butt of every joke? The fool who can't do anything right?" Peppa and George hid behind Mummy Pig, peeking out nervously. Daddy Pig stormed past them, grabbing his coat from the hook. "Where are you going?" Mummy Pig demanded, her voice laced with worry. "Out," he bellowed. "Maybe if I'm such a useless lump, you'd all be better off without me." The rampage. Daddy Pig stomped into town, his temper blazing like a wildfire. The usual cheerful smiles and waves from the townsfolk only fueled his rage. Everywhere he looked, he saw their patronizing grins, heard their whispered jokes. "Look, there goes Daddy Pig. Bet he's off to expertly eat some donuts," someone muttered, followed by snickers. He snapped. Daddy Pig grabbed a trash can and hurled it into the bakery window. Glass shattered as the crowd gasped. "Is this what you all want? A spectacle?" he roared. The grocer tried to intervene. "Daddy Pig, calm down. What's gotten into you?" But Daddy Pig wasn't calming down. He tipped over a vegetable stand, sending apples and carrots rolling into the street. He overturned a parked tricycle, its bell dinging mockingly as it hit the ground. By the time the police were called, Daddy Pig had taken a traffic cone and was smashing it against the side of a parked car, his nostrils flaring with every swing. The standoff. 2 police cars pulled up with flashing lights, and Officer Rabbit stepped out, holding a megaphone. "Daddy Pig, put the cone down and step away from the car," she commanded. Daddy Pig turned, breathing heavily, his eyes wild. "Why? So you can laugh at me too. Lock me up and make me the joke of the town." "No one's laughing," Officer Rabbit said carefully. "We just want to talk. Let's work this out." But Daddy Pig wasn't listening. He grabbed the cone tighter, his hooves trembling. "I'm not going to jail. Not for this. Not after everything I've put up with." Behind the line of police cars, Mummy Pig arrived with Peppa and George. "Daddy Pig," she called, her voice breaking. "Please stop this. Come home." He turned to face her, his anger softening for a moment. Peppa and George looked at him with wide, tearful eyes. "Daddy, we're sorry," Peppa said, her voice small. "We didn't mean to hurt your feelings." "Yeah," George sniffled. "We love you." The end of the rampage. Daddy Pig's grip on the traffic cone loosened, and it fell to the ground with a hollow clatter. His shoulders sagged as the fight drained out of him. He fell to his knees, his snout lowering to the pavement. "I just wanted to be respected," he muttered, tears streaking his cheeks. Mummy Pig rushed to his side, wrapping her arms around him. "We're so sorry, Daddy Pig. We never realized how much we were hurting you." The police lowered their weapons as the tension eased. Officer Rabbit approached cautiously. "It's over, Daddy Pig. Let's get you some help." Daddy Pig nodded weakly, letting the officers guide him into the back of a police car. As they drove away, Peppa and George clung to Mummy Pig, watching their father disappear into the distance. The aftermath. The town was quiet for weeks after Daddy Pig's outburst. People whispered about it in hushed tones, debating whether the kind-hearted pig they knew had finally cracked under pressure. At home, Mummy Pig and the kids worked to rebuild their family. When Daddy Pig returned, things were different. Peppa and George were more thoughtful with their words, and Mummy Pig made a point to praise his efforts, no matter how small. And while Daddy Pig still had his moments of clumsiness, he finally felt heard and valued.